Welcome to my first ever video. In this first ever video, I want to 1, introduce myself, and 2, just go over some of the content that you can expect to see on this channel. Okay, first up, my name is Anthony Pereira and I am an artist. Now, why do I say it like it's such a big deal? Well, that's because for me it is. Not until just this last year was I even able to say that about myself. I've been creating my whole life. From when I was a little kid, my dad is a musician. He had like a little drum room in our garage that had a 4-track Tascam cassette recorder that I learned how to record on. And then you fast forward to when I'm 15 and I've got a mini studio under my super awesome IKEA loft bed that I was in every minute trying to write music and make better music. But creating wasn't something that you did with your life. It was like a good hobby. And the conversation would always go like, oh, that's great that you do that, but what do you want to do with your life? Or what's your fallback plan? More of my story and a lot more conversations around that, around growing up as an artist like that. I want to make a lot more videos about that in the future, but I wanted to give a quick little explanation for my very dramatic I am an artist. I am originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, but last year at the very beginning of this pandemic, my family and myself moved to Los Angeles. My relationship with LA, the reason for the move and all that, the story of it, I'm gonna have another video kind of just focused on that alone, but we are here in this crazy world at this crazy time, trying to get things going, try to settle in, and for myself to kind of dive headfirst into making a career out of my creativity. Alright, so enough about me. Let's talk about this channel. Let's talk about the reason that I even wanted to do this. And honestly, the main thing is moving to LA in the middle of a pandemic. We left a lot of our life, a lot of our friends, everything that we knew pretty much came down here, and stuff was shuttered up, stuff was not going on. And that was actually really good for our family. I think it was a really good time to just kind of be with each other, but it also meant that meeting people, networking, being creative with other people was virtually impossible. So I was racking my brain thinking about how can I find a way to connect with people and take advantage of the tools that we have available and be able to still do something. And that was really what this came from. I know that my journey isn't necessarily completely unique in that there's a lot of people that go through really similar situations growing up and trying to make it in this world and make sense of everything, but also being an artist at the deepest core of myself and not being able to ignore that. And so I also want to create a space where people feel safe to talk about their journeys, to talk about the struggles that they've had, and to be vulnerable. I want to create a space where people can feel really comfortable in doing that. And so I do plan on doing interviews with other people, with other creatives, on their journey, on stuff that they're doing, on stuff that they experienced. That's one thing that I really wanted to do with this channel as well. You know, even if somebody does something that isn't music or isn't what you do creatively, if somebody else that does film or photography or something, I kind of want to get everybody on here. Something that I like to say is listen to everybody and learn from anybody. Don't tell anybody to be quiet, and don't think that just because somebody does something different than you means that you can't learn a ton from them about what you do. On the more practical end, something I want to do is talk about gear. I love gear. We all love gear. It's part of the reason that we love getting into what we like to do. There's so much great, awesome gear out there. I want to do gear reviews and talk about the gear that I use and the way that I use it and why I like it. On the music side, something that I really wanted to do was something that I'm calling life cues. And it's not like Q as in like question mark, like life questions. It's life CUES, like the cue in a movie when the music comes into the scene. Just like filming a random scene in life, like whether it's raining out my window or just down a street somewhere in downtown LA or whatever, and just writing some music to it, being inspired. I feel like it's a good way to practice and also could create some cool moments and show us how beautiful and animated our own lives can be sometimes. That's mostly it. I want to keep it pretty simple, but I also want to leave it open for things, and I'm really looking forward to using it as a way to connect with people, to get myself out there, get my music out there, and I'm honestly really excited. I couldn't wait to get this going. I couldn't wait to shoot this video, and I can't wait to start meeting people and getting this stuff out there. If you want to stay connected with me, obviously you can like this video, you can subscribe, You can hit the bell, all that kind of fun stuff. And you can also go to my website, anthonypereiramusic.com. You can go to my Instagram. I'm pretty active on that. Also, Patreon is a way that you can support me and also stay up to date with a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. And I'll put a link for all that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Seriously, it really means a lot to me. And I hope that you continue to watch. I hope that this ends up being a place where you get inspired. And I seriously cannot wait to see what comes out of this. Thank you so much. Have a great day.